Okay, this is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana, where we teach so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians the truth about the Bible. They are God's chosen people, the Israelites, and we're finna get right into it. Tonight's lesson is poor leadership is why the ghetto is broken. Got a little typo up there. I'll fix that later. You got something to say, Pre? Oh, your mic ain't right. Like, give me a second. All right. So we're gonna get right into it. Recently, it just came out that a Israelite group known as the Israel United in Christ, better known as IUIC, they wear a lot of purple. They embody the spirit of homosexuality from their leadership on down. It's come out, sisters have come out of that organization saying that brothers are actually laying with the women in that body or in that church or whatever they want to call it. They're sleeping with those women, not making them wives. They're not making them women or honorable women or women of renown, but they're making them like a lower class woman, kind of like a handmaid's tale. They're sleeping with these women, possibly probably making babies with them. That's what the sister said. If you saw the interview with Commanding General Yohana, they're sleeping with these women, offering them a maid's position or like a side chick position in the IUIC to kind of keep them in pocket, even though they cannot be married because the IUIC, they believe in monogamy. They believe in only having one wife. What does that mean to them? Well, it means what it does to every other Christian on the planet Earth. It means that I can only be married on paper to one person, but I can have sex with whoever I want. That's what the IUIC believes. I'm here to tell you that that is the spirit of devils. That is the spirit of the evildoer that was taught to us from the devil. And you're just like the Catholic Church, who grape little boys and girls, or the Christian Church who do the same. The IUIC is just like that. Just exactly that filthy type of that's the type of people they are. You know what I mean? They're no different, although they would like to portray themselves like your Christians and just like your Catholics. They are just as wicked and nasty as them. All right. If you got any questions, go ahead, type it into the chat. We're live on TikTok. You guys be sure to give us some likes, man. Don't be, unless you shy. You think the CIA is going to shoot ray beams into your mind or paranoid or like that, go ahead and like the videos. Let's boost this up a little bit. Let's actually save some lives, some innocent women who don't want to be handmaids to purple, you know, half homos. All right. Priest, let me get let me go ahead and get Numbers 16 and 2. I'm here to tell you that you are being led astray. I know you were told by. Let's get a fan on here. You hot? The water, please. The water. All right. The I know those purple people. They told you that every Israelite group is the same. We're all the same. We're all brothers. We're all this. We're all that. Well, we're not. We're not the same. In fact, we do our best to not be like you at all. And I mean that in the sense of being like Christ. See, your leader used to be, I don't care if your leader's in the IUIC, in the GOCC, or whatever group you're in, if they're not, if your leader learned from the ISUPK, they learned from 1 West, they learned from commanding General Yohana, the man who inherited One West, the man who inherited this school from the seven heads. They learned from this spirit, but you know what they did? They all left it. They all changed. They all changed the gospel that they learned. They all tweaked it to suit their lusts because you know what they are? They're greedy. They're greedy, man. They're greedy individuals, and those are the leaders that some of us in the nation of Israel have chosen for ourselves. Well, brothers and sisters, this class is so that maybe you can choose a better leader. Okay, one that isn't nasty, one that will uproot corruption if it ever grows in the ISUPK. You know, because we have a system that regulates and checks all wrongdoing, not just the wrongdoing of the lowest ranking person or the smallest person. If you're a nasty not a good person, your rank is a million, you're not going to survive here. That's the organization under Yahweh Shah Hamashiach, or known as Jesus Christ, the commanding General Yohana maintains and was built from the original One West ISUPK. Now, what do you have from the breakoffs of that group? You've chosen a purple half homo leader who's gonna defend his homosexuality. He's gonna defend he's gonna defend his the wrongdoings of his right hand and left handed men. There's men in the IUIC who stole, robbed rich men blind, brothers blind, under the auspices of trying to spread the truth. And really, they were just trying to line their own pockets, buy themselves houses and cars, and put up spots for their women, their wife, and their side chick. Is that the kind of leader you want to pick? You want to pick another Christian leader? You want to pick, what does that sound like, a Christian pastor? You want another TD Jakes, another Eddie Long? You want another Creflo Dollar? I thought you was in the truth. Thought you had really gotten out of all of that. Lo and behold, you can't get away from such like and nasty leaders, man. Salaki. And that's I'm gonna show you how these leaders come about. They come through lusts of themselves, not of the people, though they masquerade it as it's for the people. Read what you got, Salaki.
The book of Numbers, chapter 16, verse 2. And they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in congregation, men of renown.
So there are some men in the wilderness rose up against Moses. Moses, who God chose, God ordained to lead the congregation of the children of Israel out of Egypt with many plagues and wonders. God chose him. After all the ten plagues of Egypt, after the deliverance out of the Red Sea, these lustful bastards who just want to be more famous, who just want more women, who just want more money, they rose up against Moses. It's saying what? Go ahead, priest. Go ahead, Ak.
And they rose up before Moses certain certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in congregation, men of renowned. Verse 3.
Oh, Salaki. I got a couple of questions in the TikTok here. Somebody named Free Israel says, "Can I join and learn from you guys, even though I'm white?" You can send all of your ties to the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, isupk.com. That's what you could do. Free Israel. That's the only thing you could do. There is no joining the ISUPK. The I in ISUPK stands for Israelite. Now if you're poor and you're white and you're homeless or need some help, when we see you, we'll give you some food and clothes. But this is, for a special demographic of people. Okay, you cannot join. Now, if you think that's offensive, try to join the NAACP. Try to join, some other all black organization, and then say they're racist when they don't let you. Try to join the Black Caucus or whatever. It's just not for you. You got everything else white out there. Send your money over here. You know this is where, you wanna support. You want to say you say you love God. You want to support God's people. Support the mission that Christ ordained on earth to to gather His people back. That's what you could do. Start from the top. So like,
Verse 2. And they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown.
okay, all right. Another question from a man named Connor. He says, "Why do you discriminate?" I discriminate because the Bible discriminates. The Bible discriminates. You never heard this? What he's reading right here is talking about only one demographic of people on the entire earth. God didn't save everybody. God discriminated against Israelites versus Egyptians. You should read your Bible. That's why I discriminate, because the Bible does. Now, if you think I'm racist, you have not read the Bible. I'm not racist. I'm just religious. I'm just real. I really believe the Bible wholeheartedly. That's all I do, kind of. All right. Now these men, they rose up against Moses, the man who, you know, again ordained by God to save the children of Israel. God used Moses to get us out of that captivity. These men, they got a little clout in the congregation. Some Levites, the priesthood is in their house and whatnot. They're popular. They're popular. A lot of you, that's how a lot of your fake Israelite leaders were chosen. Some of the women in there, they just loved. Oh my God, I love Bishop Nathaniel. Oh my God, I love this filthy drug addict or this nasty individual in the school. And that man, with his little bit of clout, with his monicum of rank, he drove brothers and he divided the school. Ain't that what happened with y'all at the um there's a very recent split in another Israelite group. It happens every day, priest. That's why I can't remember. It happens so often. Just somebody saying, "I'm gonna get all right. About time to do a split, y'all. You coming with me? No, we not doing that no more. Nah, we not Sakari no more. We finna do something else over here. Nah, brand new. We gonna call it Genesis. Oh no. We not IUIC no more. We gonna start a new congregation, the Holy Rollers of Baptist monicums and Jesus Christ Israelitisms. That's what your leaders do. That's what a break off is going to only create more breakoffs, because they have learned from their leader. They learned how to get uh power and authority, and that's what these men are trying to do here. They're trying to usurp authority from the man chosen by God Himself. It's for what? For what? Clout? You want an extra job? You want Moses' job? You want his seat? They want that they want the power and the authority. They don't know what to do with that authority. And listen to what Moses does. Keep reading, Bruce. Keep reading, Knox. Like,
Verse 3. And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron, and said unto them, Ye take too much upon you, seeing all of the congregations are holy.
they told Moses, they said, Moses, you take too much on you, so you're doing too much, Moses. You doing Commander General Yohana. How you gonna say you the leader of Israel, right? Da, da, da. How you gonna say you the man in charge of all this, Commander General Yohana? You boastful, you vain. You know what these fake Israelite groups saying? Somehow they believe in decency and order, but at the same time they believe in chaos through democracy. They think their opinion matter. Your opinion don't always matter, right? Your opinion is why you're following a half homo in a purple dress. Your wife's opinion is why your wife uh is committing adultery with them. These opinions are what is going to foul our community. Sometimes you gotta sort those opinions out with reality. That's something I love to teach because a lot of people out there are delusional. Like Connor right here. Connor says, "Does God discriminate?" If I said the Bible discriminates, Connor, why don't you think God discriminates? Connor is delusional. He doesn't believe. He doesn't want to. He can't possibly fathom that the God of the Bible doesn't love everybody. He can't possibly, the God that created light and darkness, the God that created good and evil. Maybe he don't like everything. Maybe he don't like everything, man. Ah, but that's I don't want my brothers and sisters to be like Connor. I don't want them to be like him. I want them to be wiser. I want them to be able to discern a nasty, shifty person when they're standing in their face lying. And that's what I'm here to teach you tonight about these wicked leaders who promote themselves as something other than, you know, the LGBTQ member that they are. All right. Let me read a couple of these. Uh God said, God did say he hates Esau, Laker. Look, if you're in the live on TikTok, go ahead and like it, man. If you have any questions, I will answer them. This is called a war scarf to JPC, but I'm gonna continue on with the lesson. They telling Moses, you put too much upon yourself, Moses. You're you're doing too much. Let me take some of that authority from you. And that's what these snakes, these our brothers are doing. Let me chill. These brothers are doing that try to elude brothers and sisters who are just figuring out the Israelites. Just knowing, just now realizing that sin is something they can't do after they realized that the Christian and Catholic Church was lying the whole time. You know, these brothers come in and they try to tell new brothers or brothers coming up or that yeah, we our own congregation. We don't gotta congregate with the body. We gonna do our little thing here in the garage. Me and you are we gonna teach each other the Bible. We gonna theorize what the Bible is saying for the next 3 years until one of us starts smoking weed and we just stop calling each other. No, brothers, no, you're casting away the souls of God's people, brother. You don't need the authority. Yeah, there's a plenty of job. Why aren't brothers just satisfied with the job they have in their house at XYZ? You're not really meant to be a leader of the city of this or of that or nor the nation. You just need to focus on not being gay. That's what you need for not wearing purple when it's not, appropriate. Every given moment of the day, you're wearing purple with tassels on your t-shirt. You need to focus on actually figuring out what the Bible is saying instead of changing what a new moon means every other month. Trying to prop yourself up as the all-knowing of the Bible. So, like it. Let me mic check. Ooh. But that's what these brothers in the wilderness tried to do to Moses. I'm gonna read a couple of comments real quick. Connor says, "Do you guys love your enemies like Jesus teaches?" Yes, I love my enemies exactly like Jesus taught. Man, hey, y'all got too much of the stuff. It's like it. Boy, you got to be careful on TikTok, boy. All right, so Connor says. Do you do you guys love your enemies like Jesus teaches? Yes, I love my enemies exactly like Jesus teaches. I love the Israelite across from me, even if he has wronged me. That's exactly the enemies Christ talked about. Christ was not talking about, you know, heathens or this thing or that thing. Christ was talking about something truly revolutionary, and that is to love your neighbor. Love the man who looks like you, acts like you, is so close to you. He probably, stole the girl you liked in elementary school, and now you got a grudge against him. And now Christ has to come along and tell you that you should love your enemy. You made him an enemy because he stepped on your shoe. You made him an enemy because he stole he stole $5 from you XYZ years ago. I love him now because Christ commanded, and that's how we will unify again as Christ commanded. So yes, Connor, I do love my enemies as Christ taught. uh and yes, of course. What do you have against IUIC? I'm in the body and I totally love it. They come straight from the Bible. You haven't said anything Bible related so far. I'm actually reading out of the Bible. I assume this is a sister from the IUIC in the TikTok chat. She says you haven't said anything Bible related so far, nor have you referenced the Bible. I am literally referencing the Bible. Why do you say Bishop Nathaniel is false? Well, Bishop Nathaniel is false because in every attempt and ability that he's had to gather with God's people, he has chosen to separate. When Christ commands that we be together in a one mind, he always changes his mind to create another fake Israelite group in which he is magically the leader. And you know what that sounds like? That sounds like somebody who just wants to be in charge. I don't know how you don't really. That's definitely not true. All right, so Connor asks, "Am I your enemy?" Connor, I don't know you. I don't know who you are. But back to Janice Israel. Yeah, so that's how Bishop Nathaniel is false. Bishop Nathaniel, I don't Nathaniel 7, whatever. He is he's 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 not a leader of Israel. He's somebody who has propped himself up to lead you. Just like how you have any other Christian pastor or Catholic priest out there. Now, this is going to be something you're going to really need to take a step back. I know you're enjoying yourself in the IUIC, all the singing, the dancing, the camaraderie, and that's good. That's a nice thing. It's not bad, but they have that in the Christian church too. I What you're neglecting to see are all the things that aren't supposed to be there. You're neglecting to see the infidelity, the adultery, the true adultery. You sleeping with another man's wife, or sleeping with a woman and trying to put her away, throw her away. That's adultery. uh the harm that they do to brothers and sisters, the sister that died, that they neglect to even mention. They just brush right over her, walk over her grave almost. You're neglecting to see these things because you're enjoying yourself so much. Somebody in here keep flagging me for hate, for some type of speech that I'm not doing, for hate speech. Okay, I think that's kind of funny. I'm not even. I'm talking to black people today. Who am I hating on? Can a saying have faith in Jesus? You got have faith in anyone. I don't know. I don't know what you're saying about that. Cody, you were look, man. Janice. Janice, I have a question for you. In all your IUIC days, I don't know how long you've been in there, right? You never noticed that, you know, how some of the brothers act a little soft or maybe a little unkind to some brothers, and they act in a way that is abusive or neglected to some of their members. You never noticed that? I've heard so many stories about uh brothers being robbed and by a bishop or something, and then the bishop gets moved out of the area. The brother who was robbed, is kicked out, and then they move the bishop back in the area. How many times have I heard that before in the IUIC? Brothers who were just mistreated, neglected, damn near beaten. The IU, there was another high captain or whatever they call it, and the IUIC beat a brother till his bones were broken, beat him unconscious. And after he was unconscious, he kept stomping him and beating him to death. I don't know if he's serving time, but I hope he is, because the brother didn't seem very apologetic about what he did to another black man. You don't think that the men that organization, if they're covering for men like that who promote, who do evil like that, you don't think that is reflective on their organization? just how we just how we chastise and criticize the Christian church and the Catholic Church, so will we criticize and comment on your Christian church, otherwise known as the IUIC. All right, Salakia, keep reading what you got. I'm on the brothers who came against Moses in the wilderness.
The book of Numbers, chapter 16, verse 3. And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron, and said unto them, Ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregations are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Wherefore then lift ye up yourself above the congregations of the Lord. Verse 4.
Yeah, no, keep. Like Janet says, you're going to hearsay. Okay, nobody heard about Joy Morgan in here. No one heard about. Um, I mean, this is your group. You should look into it. Maybe make some calls. You never heard about that brother who got beat half to death in the East? He was a member of the IUIC, left because he saw some of the evil that the men were doing. And then the leader of that little school or church out there beat him to death. Beat him to beat him till he almost died. Go ahead.
Salakia, I don't know who this sister. I'm sure you said it was a sister, right? In the ISUB or IUIC
Could
in
be
the
man.
chat.
I don't know.
Yeah, right. It's probably a man because this is my point is this is more than hearsay. And this is how you know that the IUIC is just another Christian church because this is the problem with the Christian church that your child will come to you and report that something has happened to them, that their Christian pastor or their deacon or their bishop has done something evil to them. And what we'll say is, hush your mouth. That's just hearsay. That's exactly what I hear in that Christian church. Well, we have video proof where we just, Commander General, the sister just did an interview talking to Commander General Yohana, talking about exactly what goes on in that organization. That's not the first interview. That brother Titus in the IUIC, he did an interview with Captain Tazariak and the generals, uh, giving documentation of exactly what you're describing. Uh, Joy Morgan, all of the things that this brother is talking about happen in that organization, it's not just hearsay. The problem is the IUIC is just another Christian church that doesn't hear the cries of the children and they're being abused. You know what I mean? So if you're a sincere sister or brother in the IUIC, I pray that you get up out of that Christian church because before you become another abused child that gets ignored. And when your cries and when somebody abuses you, they call it hearsay. Salakia.
Give that a hand. Exactly. And again, these are the symptoms of poor leadership in that organization, as they are in Christian churches. They brush over controversy or just terrible things that they might do, the pastor might do, the preacher might do. Oh yeah, we're the Catholic Church is technically a child, you know, trafficking organization. They still get the most money in tithes all over the world because people you know, choose to overlook these things that are right in their face. Sister Janice, I know you want to leave. Don't leave yet. She says she's a sister. You should just do yourself, do yourself your responsibility as a sister in the nation and do some investigation on the body that you're a part of, all right? Did you know the Catholic Church put the Bible together? No, they didn't. All right. The Bible, the King James Version Bible was written by uh, uh, a bunch of translators that the King James commissioned, separate from the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church, they had a Bible that only the priests could read and nobody else could read it, and their interpretations were private, and they didn't share the Bible with anyone else until King James printed this Bible right here, the 1611. So getting back on the what you got, priest Saladia.
Verse 4. And when Moses heard it, he fell upon his face. Verse 5. And he spake unto Korah and unto all his and 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 unto all his company, saying, even the morrow the Lord shew who are his and who is holy, and will cause him to come near upon him, unto him.
Go to verse 9. Look, let me tell you something. Korah and his fellows, they went on to believe that they think that they have some right to be the leaders over the nation, some greater right than they have, that they were already given. So they came to Moses to try to dissuade Moses from his position so that they could get more power. I don't know. I don't know what their motives are. I'm assuming though that you got me on that. And when Moses heard what they had to say, he fell on his face and said, "The Lord will show you who are his and who are not his tomorrow." You think it's so sweet. You think it's so sweet to play with God's things, play with God's people, and do what you want with them. You will pay the price for it. I don't look, man. I don't want to. The IUIC plays with black people like the CIA, damn near. That's why when Commander Juliana calls them psyop, a planted Israelite group, I believe it. Because what you do to those brothers and sisters and don't even mention it heartlessly and just keep going with your lies and your fallacies and your fakeisms, you have to have no heart at all. Now, a nasty perverted Christian, I kind of understand. He just an elevated sicko. But you to parade yourself as God's people and do that, you got to be a very sick individual. You got to be a CIA operative. You got to be ready for some dark operations. If you understand, what do they call the? How could I forget about that brother who brought up that they had a black ops where they go online and pretend to be women to try to get brothers hung up in the DMs or something else nasty they do. You got to be a sick individual. All right, leave it alone. Leave that alone. All right. That's who some of us have chosen to follow. Brothers and sisters, choose again. Go ahead, read verse 9.
Verse 9. Seemeth it but a small thing unto you, that the God of Israel has separated you from the congregation of Israel, to bring you near to himself, to do the service of the tabernacles of the Lord.
See, you think, look, you already have some. You have you think it's a little thing to be in the position you're in. I'm gonna tell you something. If you're a trooper in the ISUPK, if you're a brother with no name, brother. You are front in line. You think I'm lying? Who thinks I'm lying out there? Uh, let me get that. Let me get that precept for you. You go ahead and get that for me. If you're a brother, cause what's that precept? See, I spelled that wrong. What's that precept talking about? The brothers will get the same reward when Christ comes back. Talking, you know, like Luke or something. No sweat. I'll get that for you in a second. If you're in the ISUPK, if you're a man, you just committed your life to Christ. You just said that you're going to put away your sin and change your ways for God, for your family, for your community, for your people, for your king, Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, you know, Jesus Christ in English or whatever. You're a man who's gonna do that. You're fresh in the eyes, BK brother. You're first in line. You have, if it's your first day, brother, you're still washed clean, man. You know what I'm talking about? That's my boy. You got that?
The book of Matthew, chapter 20, verse 8. So when even was come, the Lord of the vineyard said unto his steward, call the laborers and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first.
The beginning from the last until the first. Look, everybody got called to do this job. Man. Everybody got called to do this job. Uh, uh, LGBTQ Nate, all these brothers who decided to start their fake Israelite groups or whatever, they got called into the ISUPK. They were here. A lot of them left, or a lot of them began out of organizations that left here. But brother, you're not gonna get a greater reward by leaving. That's the thing. They wanted a reward here on earth. That's what I'm surmising. That's what it's saying in number 16. You think it's in number 16 it says, seemeth it but a small thing unto you. You think it's small that the God of Israel has separated you from the congregation of Israel? You already separate. You're not just a civilian no more. Your brother, you are in Christ's new government. You're up here. What is it? What did Christ call it? The election, brother. You're in a whole different league. You think it but a small thing. Now what you want to do, you trying to jump rank so bad that you gotta leave your brothers entirely to create new brother. You've lost the plot. You lost the plot. You think it's a small thing to be in such a big position. If you're a trooper in the ISUPK, I'm gonna tell you right now, brother, you outrank every other person in the nation that ain't above you in the ISUPK. If you're just a young man, brother, you're right behind them troopers. It's not small. No job is too small when you do it for the king. You think it's a little thing? You think it's a little thing? It's not enough, but it's not enough for a greedy, lustful pig. That's what it's not enough for. It's only a small morsel. They want more. They want more women. They want your woman. They want you. They want your soul. They want your money. They want. So like, we tweaking over there. They want everything that is yours as well as what God gave them. Yeah, so like, you keep reading that in Matthew.
Book of Matthew, chapter 20, Verse 9. And when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny.
There were men who were hired in the 11th hour. They say the 12th hour is the last, right? Well, these brothers are hired right before the end. Go, they received a penny. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 10. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny.
See, even everybody got the same pay. You think is Commander General Yohana? We all fighting for this. This is what unity is. We're all fighting for the same thing. We all fighting for the same objectives. Somehow people understand that when they working the fry, one cat working the fryer, the other one working the grill, the other one taking the orders at the register, at the window. Everybody here to make the order complete. Everybody here to make the order come together. Nobody's and we're all damn near making the same money or whatever. We're just in different positions with different experiences. To be so lustful that you're going to destroy the objective so that you can be on the fryer or you can be on the grill or you could take the order is ridiculous. Or get it's not brotherhood. It's not love. It's not the love of Jesus Christ. It's not the love of Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. Brother, you better fall in line. You better get in where you fit in. That's what we say. To the brothers in Hebrew Academy, y'all understand that damn well. When they say get in ranks, brother, get in the rank. We don't. I don't care. You better stop thinking about. Oh, he's this rank. I better hop, brother. Yeah. Follow that, but get in line quickly. We don't got all day. We got to get something done right now. And you'll understand that when you're a mature man, who actually cares about something other than himself and other than his own stomach, you'll understand that. But these leaders that you may have chosen for yourself, if you're in the IUIC, they'll never learn this lesson. They've decided to go the other way. They won't get in line unless they're in front. They won't help. They won't do the mission. They won't do the service of God unless they're the one giving the order. Well, brother, that man doesn't have the love of Christ. And that's another example to show you that Nasty Nate and the rest of them, they don't got it. They don't got what the men above me got, what Commanding General Yohana has. Because as well as Commanding General Yohana can dish it out, Commanding General Yohana can take the order. That he has shown it in his service in the Lord, as well as the men, the men above him. Your fake Israelite leader, your Israelite leader, your little Israelite group leader. I don't want to make y'all mad. I want y'all to hear me tonight. He can't take orders. That's why he left. Your Israelite leader, he can't stand next to his brother, so he got to go make an organization separate from his brother. That's what he has to do. If he just stayed in line, it's not like it's any different than the man in front of him. So like, you drop that, go back to Numbers. So like in Numbers 16, and read the rest of 9 and 10.
The book of Numbers, chapter 16, verse 9. Seemeth it but a small thing unto you, that the God of Israel have separated you from the congregation of Israel, to bring you near to himself, to do the service of the tabernacles of the Lord, and to stand before the congregations to minister unto them. Verse 10. And he have brought.
See, all these men who wanted Moses' seat said, Moses, you doing too much. Let us take over. All the men, Korah and his fellows. Moses said, look, you got a great job. You got a great position. Like, you think it's a little thing? You're in charge of men's fates, women's fates as a priest. What could happen to you? You're essentially like a judge. Somebody who will commune with God in a certain place in the Holy Land later. You'll be the priest of this spot or this province or whatever the case might be. But you know what? They were so greedy, Korah and those 200 men or whatever it was. You know, they were so greedy that wasn't enough for them. Go ahead, read verse 10.
Verse 10. And he have brought thee near to him.
See, the Lord, he treated you well. He treated you well. He brought you in. He brought you near to him. You were closer. You got in first. You got in first. You was the Levites. Y'all are Levites. Y'all are priests. What are you talking about? You need more? You want more? You're willing to step over all your brothers and sisters for that? For just a little what? A higher seat? Keep reading.
And all thy brethren, the sons of Levi, with thee. And seek ye the priesthood also.
And you want Moses' seat also? That's what your leader is. That's what your leader is, generally speaking. I'm just talking to Israelites on this matter. But this extends to you Christians out there. You Christians and Catholics, you're about the same. You're about the same. You are, man, I'm not getting no more of you. Hey, if you're coming in alive, drop some likes, man. Show me some love. I had some pasty people come in here and flag my live all the way up. So we're not even getting the traffic we were getting before, but maybe with y'all likes we can get back right. All right. So I appreciate it. Anybody joining the live, we're talking about the poor leadership in the Black and Hispanic community is why the ghetto is broken. All right. Starting with uh Israelite groups with no brotherhood. All right. That began from a leader with no brotherhood who decided to leave his brothers to pursue his own lustful ambition. All right, drop that. Give me 2 Timothy 3:1. I'm gonna show y'all something, man. The IUIC, it just came out, just yet another thing. I could go to sleep, wake up, and just, if I bet that the IUIC is going to be a part of another horrendous controversy, another horrendous thing I'm going to hear about them, it'd be good money I bet on, because they're at their core nasty. They're nasty, nasty Nate, if you will. That's probably why that sister, I hope Janice wasn't the one to flag me. No, nasty Nate is, you know, because the leader is nasty, the whole thing is nasty. What they say, if the lump be, you know, if the lump be holy, you know, the rest of it be holy. Look, man, this is something I don't wish for. I don't like it when brothers and sisters come into the knowledge of who they are and are mistreated and misused. That's why I have such a such a disdain for what the IUIC and many others do, like the Christian church do and the Catholics do, because people who are trying to get closer to their creator and to their king are mistreated. It's like, then that's why Christ gave the saying. He said, he who shall offend one of these little ones, it'll be better if a millstone is hung upon his neck and he's thrown in the water. That's the kind of hate, or excuse me, the disdain. That's the kind of disdain that I have for you to hurt somebody with such an innocent perspective, something so fresh and so pure that they're coming into the knowledge of themselves, to better the community, to better the future, to better the children. You take that upon yourself as an opportunity to get rich or bust, or get your rocks off, brother. I severely, I hate to see it. I hate to see it, brothers and sisters. And you brothers and sisters who cover up for those men because you like the way they sing, you like the way they dance, you like the way they speak. Brothers, and you're just as bad as they are. You're just as bad as they are. If you are what they call that. And it's so funny too, because people never see how, people don't really understand how people defend those pastors or those priests who abuse those children until it's somebody you like, until it's P Diddy. Now, oh, they just trying to get money, dog. P Diddy didn't do none of that. Oh, wait a minute. I think he might have. You are quick to point the blame to those you don't like, but when it is somebody you like or listen to or idolize, now you don't see no evil. Same thing with Diddy or R. Kelly. Good night, boy. How long did R. Kelly get away with it? Caught on tape, boy. Y'all and the little girls running up to R. Kelly, y'all damn near ushering them in. And y'all let it slide because he can sing real good. The poor leadership in the black community is why the ghetto was broken. All right. Read what you got.
The book of Second Timothy chapter 3 verse 1. They know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Verse 2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
See, in the last days, perilous times will come. The word perilous means like dangerous, tumultuous, something. Perilous is something like your life is on the line, and That's why this lesson is here for you tonight because Your life is on the line. You're in danger if you're in a Christian church. You're in danger if you're in the IUIC and you're not popular because you can be somebody's plaything. Okay, if you're a little shy, if there is a shy little kid in the Catholic Church, a little altar boy, or something like that, they are in danger. They're in a perilous time. So, like, go ahead, read that from the top.
The book of Second Timothy, chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Verse 2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous.
Because men are going to be lovers of themselves, not lovers of the people, they don't love Israel. You think LGBTQ Nate loves Israel? You think he loves Israel? You think that pastor, that priest in the Catholic Church, you think he loves the people? You know how much money they generate? I've seen very few soup kitchens sponsored by them, and even fewer uh other charitable donations from the Catholic Church or from the Christian Church. They don't give no money to the poor like Christ did. They don't help the people. They don't try to educate the people. They don't even educate their own congregation. Talking about the Christian church. I got a sister in the chat. She says, I have a friend whose Christian pastor convinced her through scripture and trust to divorce her husband. These people are, read that again. What are these pastors like?
Verse 2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
Them lovers of their own selves. They love them. What they want matters. It's about them, not about God. It's about the feeling they get in their pants, not about the people. You understand? If you have a leader like that, you're in a perilous time. This is why these times are so perilous. This is why the ghetto is broken. Because you prefer Nasty Nate. Because we prefer the good singing high rolling pastor with the snake or gator skin shoes. That's who you like. He got pimp shoes on. That's who you prefer. Brother, sister, it's time to choose a better leader. They've been in charge for too long, and that's why the ghetto is so destroyed. That's why we're so destroyed. Because these terrible leaders have been in charge for too long. Keep reading.
Oh, covetous, boasters.
They all they do is me. What do you have? I like what you have. That man who who the sister talking about? I know that story. She's talking about a pastor who wanted to sleep with that man's wife. Covetous, wanted his wife. You are nasty, brother. If you see a man with a woman on his arm and you want to lay with her, you're gay to me. And that's what the IUIC doing. Not that being gay is wrong. TikTok, not hate speech. All right. I gotta say that, be gay if you want to be gay. All right. I'm just saying, in my opinion, that's how I identify a homosexual. If you walk into a room with a girl, and then if a man walks into a room with a girl and you say to yourself, I want that, you're gay. All right. That's gotta be somewhere on the LGBTQ.com list of prerequisites. I'm sure we'll get that looked up for y'all later. You're gay. That's what that man wanted, and that's what they do in the IUIC. They see you, a new sister come in, they got a wife already. IUIC don't believe in polygyny. They don't believe that a man can have more than one wife, but they don't believe that you can't have sex with more than one woman somehow, or men somehow. And so you know what they do? They devise small and nasty, freaky ways to get what they want and sleep with, a new sister, even though they got a wife, or some other man's wife, or do some other type of thing. Try to lie to a sister, tell her, yeah, you could, I'm already married, but you could have my babies. You'll be like a concubine or some foul mess like that. That's what they do. Go ahead, keep reading.
Proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy.
Unthankful and unholy. Unthankful, unholy, blasphemers. It's like it, man. First you in? You're in 3?
Verse 3. Kind of one count.
Keep reading.
Verse 3. Without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, in covenant.
Hold on. This is the man you chose to lead over you in purple, or in whatever color you were in the choir. This is the man. Traitor. Wait. You said false accusers, incontinent. That means they're not in control of themselves, man. They can't control themselves. They see a blunt, they smoke it. They see a woman half naked, they sleep with her. A weak woman or something like that, they can't control themselves. Truce breakers. You know what that means? All right, brother, I forgive you. Not really. I'm going to secretly hold this against you forever, and you're never going to get higher in this. In fact, I'm going to demote you, and I'm going to abuse you and oppress you until you decide to leave the IUIC. That's what they do. That's not love. This is the kind of leadership that you subscribe to when you're not in the ISUPK. All right, it's a very perilous time. It's a very perilous time. It's not a lot of sanctuary. There's only one sanctuary, man. There's only one. And I know that a lot of brothers and sisters are out there scared because they hear the horror stories. So many horror stories about brothers and sisters joining some Israelite group, and they took their wife, they took their money, they abused them, they beat them up, they shot them, they did this, they did that, they stole from them. And so they think that now it's just best to learn. No, I'm fine. It's best to just do it all themselves, learn on their own. And that's because of nasty people like Nate, nasty people like these fake Israelites. I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't talk about this a lot, but I was in a fake Israelite group. It was the GOCC. It was the first thing I ever learned, first place I ever found out about what Israelites were, and I got breakdowns. It was such a magical, nice time. I didn't know it was it's so new and so wondrous, and all the new people I'm meeting, and it was like, yeah, I gotta have loyalty to my brothers and this and that, until I seen the truth. And the truth is the ISUPK and the Commandments on Your Honor. When I saw the truth, brother, I knew immediately everything that I had learned was wrong. And you know what I was? I I wasn't a liar to myself. I wasn't like the man who started that fake Israelite group. These features without natural affection or truce breakers. The without natural affection, that boy invited heathens into the congregation under false auspices. He's a, you know, not to down the brother or whatever, you know what I mean? But well, actually, fuck that. Yeah, fuck, yeah, he's a nasty nigga. That's another nasty one too. The point is, I don't lie to myself. If I'm in somewhere that I should not be, I leave, and that's your responsibility too, as a good brother. If you're a brother with a conscience out there, you're a part of the IUIC. You better come. You better get out of it. You don't owe men anything. That's what the Bible's talking about when it says things like that. It's not talking about, it's not talking about you don't follow men. It's saying, brother, you don't give your allegiance to men who prop themselves up in a godly way. You give your brother, your allegiance is to God. If God ain't there, you're not. You shouldn't be there either. And God is with the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, brother. That's the only place he's with. I'm not saying that because of an opinion. That's the truth. God ain't, those men I talked about that came against Moses. God was with them until they came against Moses. They were in the congregation until they wanted to rule the congregation, and that's what your Israelite leader did. That's why I can say this. He willfully decided. Oh, y'all. Your fake Israelite leader willfully decided to change the doctrine given to him, change the gospel of the Bible to fit his lustful desires, whether it be white women, white validation, African validation, the validation of he a simp. He only, he want his wife to really appreciate him, whatever it is. So he gonna lie to her and tell her, I'm only gonna have one wife. I'm only gonna teach men can have one wife. If that's what you want to do, brother, if you want to change the word of God, brother, don't it's on you, you members in that congregation. Be something that your leader never was. Be brave, be honest, be truthful, be upstanding. Outstanding. Break that NDA that they make y'all sign. That is not a lawful. That's not really lawful. That's not a lawful contract. I'm gonna tell you how to get out of that NDA right now. Signed under duress. You're out of it. Did I just teach you something brand new? I was under duress. I was in a room of 20 purple bandits. They were like, you gotta sign. If you really love Christ, you better sign it. Brother, that's under duress if I ever heard it. I'm not your lawyer, but that sounds good to me. Go ahead. You got something?
It's like, yeah, what you saying is so heavy. If I could just bring a precept, if you don't mind. You mind if I get Leviticus the 19th chapter, 17th verse? And if for anybody who's wondering about why this brother is coming against these Israelite groups, the Israelite groups these Christian Israelite groups that he just named, if you're wondering about why he's coming against these Israelite groups, it's because of brotherhood.
Right.
I mean, if you are silent about if maybe you haven't been abused, but if you are silent about the abuse that you see, you are an accomplice and you are complicit to the abuse. Don't they? Ain't that what the Me Too movement teaches you? Right. Ain't that what you know what I mean, the LGBTQ teaches you when they want to get the support of people around them? There's nothing wrong with getting support. But what you got to understand is that if you are silent about the abuse that you see, you are an accomplice to the abuse. So what this brother is doing is absolute brotherhood. Let me get that real quick.
Shalak, the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
See, what this brother is doing is rebuking his brothers. You know what I mean? Because that's love. And if you are silent about the abuse that goes on in these Israelite groups because you wear the same shade of purple as them, or you represent the same Christian church as them, then you are an accomplice for every single Christian little boy or little girl that goes into that Israelite group or it gets abused. Every brother or sister that goes into that Christian church or that Catholic church or that Christian Israelite group and gets abused, you have a hand in their abuse. Salakia.
Hey, give him a hand. That's a fact. You have. I know you're loved by your actions. I know a lot of y'all stay silent and complicit because you're not the mark of the day. You're not the person they're abusing today. So when you see the abuse, when you see the oppression go on in that Israelite group or whatever you're doing, you're silent because you have a good seat. You're satisfied with where you are, satisfied with how you're treated. But I'll tell you something, if you had the love of Christ, you see somebody get done how the IUIC does, brothers. You see somebody get done how you see these Israelite groups do, brothers and sisters, and you would say something about it. You would speak up and be like, hey, no, that's not right. And there was some good, upstanding IUIC members who did that. And those brothers, they got a good spirit, man. And you know what happened to them? They got put out because godliness can't exist in there. Does that not make sense to y'all? That corruption, if it ain't corrupt, it can't live there. See, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying earlier. If corruption exists in your organization, it's your leadership's responsibility to uproot it. Nasty Nate knows about all the wickedness that those bishops and captains or whatever does, and Lord knows, the nastiness he does. He decides to do nothing about it. What does that show you? That he himself is corrupt. That's why the organization is that way. And so it's on you now. It's on you now. All you NDA signers, all you young brothers and sisters, young in the spirit, not young in the flesh. You gotta stand up and be a big boy now. You gotta be a big girl now. Not worry about what your friends are gonna think. You join the IUIC thinking your friends are gonna be kind of cool with it. That's a lot of you. A lot of women did that because it's a medium lukewarm Israelite group or whatever. A lukewarm Israelite group, half Christian, half Israelite. It's time to be a big boy or a big girl now and do something hardcore for once. It's time for you to stand up and do something absolutely revolutionary, absolutely unheard of, absolutely against the grain, absolutely one West, absolutely in the spirit of Christ, and stand up for what's right. All right. I, I would love. We're gonna break that down for the rest of this class. If you have any questions, please post them. You got what I had. Keep reading what I had in Second Timothy.
Despisers of those that are good. Verse 4.
What did we just say? I just brought up. It was a man named Uzziah in the IUIC. That's the man I'm talking about. He was bringing up about, hey, yeah, it's not right that Bishop what that Kanan, or one of them. Kana. It's not right that Bishop Kana is stealing all that brother's money. It's not right. And he stood up against the bishop. He stood up. He spoke about what was right. He spoke about this. He spoke about that. You know what they did? They kicked him out. They're despisers of what? Read that again.
Despisers
Of those that are good.
of those that are good.
That's what the IUIC is. That's what the Christian church is. That's what the Catholic church is. That's what poor leadership is. That's why if you voted, all the same, the same as voting. You're the leadership you pick, man. It's all you picking a corrupt leader. You trying to choose between the lesser of two evils. You picked evil all the same, brother. You need to get out of that completely. Again, do something radical, do something drastic, because you're in a tough time. It's about to get real rough out here. It's gotten so rough, so rough, so rough. A lot of brothers and sisters are destroyed in their mind. Their heart is broken because there's no sanctuary except here. That's why I do my best to go out and search and seek for God's people, Christ's people, man, because it is important. A lot of good brothers and sisters out there, they just need a little help. just need a little help. They're trying their best, and the world is beating them down. They try to join a church. The church molest their kids. They leave that. They find out they're Israelite, and you know what they do? They molest their kid too. And the world is just beating God's people down, my people down. And what they need is really true sanctuary. That's why I hate to see others try to pretend to be me, pretend to be Christ. It's an evil thing. It's an evil thing. Uh, but if you're in that evil, you're helping them pretend. You're like a blanket or a cloak over them, helping them to blend in with the true, with true righteousness. Brothers and sisters, leave that group. A lot of y'all who are some of them brothers in there, they want to be there because the same reason that uh, Nathaniel created the group. They want power and position. Well, for them, they should stay there because they don't have the love of Christ. But some of y'all in there, y'all might actually give a damn, and then that makes it your responsibility to do the right thing. All right, you got to speak up. You got to be good. Keep reading.
Verse 4. Traitors, traitors,
Oh, what is nasty Nate?
traitors, headed, high-minded lovers of
Heady and high-minded. He's a traitor. Was one West. Was in the school. Was a follower of Christ. But you know what? He left because of an offense. Yeah, that's what they'll say. I left because of an offense. You know why Nasty Nate made his own group on interview on paper? He said "Be- because of much polygamy. Well, what does he have in his group now? Much adultery. That's what he has. Nasty Nate made the IUIC allegedly. This is not true because whatever. Because of much polygamy in the ISUPK. All the wives you got, brother. I just like a bar. You know Nate left because you got that other wife. It's your fault. Now he gotta go. Now he gotta go out and he gotta start another group for some reason. That don't make no damn sense. Nasty Nate is a traitor for his own fleshly reasons. For reasons like what it says after traitors. Keep reading. We get this.
high-minded lovers of pleasures
Because
more than lovers of God.
he's a high-minded lover of pleasure over a lover of God. That's what he is, man. That's what these people are. And they're gonna, I don't care how many podcasts these people make. You're in a break off, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. If you can't suffer, a lot of y'all think y'all are stalwart fighters for Christ. A lot of y'all can't stand a checking. A lot of y'all can't be wrong. A lot of y'all can't be wrong. That's what y'all can't be. Y'all think y'all would be able to die for your brother? You can't even be wrong for your brother. You can't even take the low. And you think you have the love of Christ. Christ died for us and he did nothing wrong. All you got to do is take the low. Take the low, but because you're so high-minded and you love yourself so much. You love yourself so much, so much, so much, so much. Love yourself more than you love me. Love yourself more than you could possibly ever love anyone else. You can't possibly have the love of Christ. And now we got what we have here. We got 13-year-old girls selling coochie on the blade. We got little 12-year-old boys, you know, catching their first body because you love yourself too much and you don't love God's people. All right. Am I saying something y'all don't know? I'm going to cut this TikTok out. Y'all join us on ISUPK Colleen, Facebook or YouTube. Man, TikTok, boy, y'all don't get it together on these restrictions, boy. 2 restrictions is insane. They wouldn't even take my word for it. They just restricted me type bid. If y'all keep that up, y'all gonna get banned. Y'all better cut it out, TikTok. Look, I like y'all, but I don't give a damn. IG was just showing me love. I got a milli on IG. I'll go to IG. I had to cut. Keep it up. I'm gonna pray the Lord ban y'all. Get rid of y'all Chinese ass real quick. Get it together. I'm throwing up prayers this Saturday. Some curses, salagi. But that's the leaders that you've chosen. They don't love God's people. They love themselves, man. How do you know? Well, how much money does the pastor? What kind of car does the pastor drive? How much money did he help you pay your electricity bill when you needed it? Did he help you? Did he feed anybody in the city that he's gotten those millions from? Did he do any of that? Did he buy another mansion and another private jet? Brother, brother, what's the problem with flying business first class? You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna leave that out. I'm gonna leave that alone. You know what I mean? You know, I couldn't possibly understand the greed of people like that because I'm a man who, you know, I try to love God's people first. Read that all the way to verse 7.
Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof.
See, you know, all these fake Israelite leaders, they look a certain way. They look righteous. They look, I know you see all that purple, you see all that regalia, you see all that Israelite united in Christ. You see all these things that kind of seem like you see them holding Bibles, you see them trying to act one West, act tough. They got a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. The power of God, brother, is in what He said it is. His law, statutes, and commandments. You over here having much adultery, passing women around in your congregation. Y'all over here passing women around, stealing from brothers, hating God's people. That's against the law. Calcazar just brought it out. You want to look and appear godly, but deny the power thereof. Deny what it is to be godly. Keep reading.
From such turn away. Verse 6. For
No. From such join their group.
From such turn away.
No, from such we need to get up in there. We need to all join with people like that.
From such turn away.
See, if Janice was here still, Janice, whatever, however you pronounce it, this is who you're supposed to run away from. I'm not making this up. This is in the Bible. From such you turn away. You see this happening in your organization, or whatever you're a part of. Brother, you leave. Brother, sister, you leave. That's as simple as that is. As I say it, you're not supposed to be. What do they say? Roughing it out, sticking it out for better or worse. Yeah. You're not supposed to be doing that, brother. You're supposed to be proving it. You're seeing if these people are about what they say they're about. If not, get out. That's supposed to be. A lot of y'all prop up the worst of the people as your leader. Like Eddie Long got a molester up there trying to teach y'all about the Bible, or a flaming LGBTQ member as the leader of the choir. It doesn't make any sense, man. Keep reading.
Verse 6. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins.
Hold on. Now this is a lot of women. There's a lot of women like Janice. A lot of women who just don't know any better. Women just don't know, brother. You know how they say, he's smart, but he just not street smart. You know what that means? He doesn't know who's out there who's trying to take advantage of him. A lot of women aren't aware of who's out there to take advantage of them. And it's men like this, men who just look godly because he look godly. He talk a certain way. You're willing to give him your body, your purse, your house, and your soul. That's what you're willing to do. And that makes you a silly woman. that makes you a silly woman. He creeping in your house, not supposed to be there. Damn near a lot of time y'all walk up to his house, his door, trying to creep into his house. Like sisters like Janice, I know it seems nice. It seems fun. All the singing, the dancing, the praise dancing, the praise miming, the praise and worship. That seems so nice and fun. You seem like you're getting all these new friends, but really you're just a silly woman who's just entertained for a moment. Your whole life is about to be destroyed. You're about to let your house be destroyed. Women who don't, women who think it's better to leave their man but get with but try to search after the man of a of the pastor who's got a wife or whatever. Even though you say you only believe in one wife, you still trying to steal the pastor, the first lady husband. This is the silliness that goes on in the Christian church. Or the pastor trying to steal you from your husband on some free, like the sister brought out earlier. Sisters, don't I pray brothers aren't silly like some of these women. Yeah, a lot of Israelites try to make fun of women in the Christian church, but then try to defend IUIC and the women in there or the brothers in there. Brother, you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. You don't know what you're talking about. Your values change soon as somebody just writes Israelite on their t-shirts. I don't know what to tell you. I don't they you know what a black Christian pastor is? He's an Israelite. He's an Israelite too. Just like Nathaniel or any of these other terrible Israelite leaders. Like the ones who neglected their son till he died of starvation in the UK. They're Israelites. Are you going to defend the evil that they've done? No. But although the look, you gotta educate we have to educate our people, and generally that means you gotta fall in line. You're not suited to educate the people. You must first be taught, as the Bible says. Keep reading, priest. Keep reading on.
And led captive silly women laden with sin, led away with divers lust. Verse 7, every learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth.
Never able to what?
Every learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth.
This is what y'all sound like when y'all defending the IUIC. Y'all are never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. You have no idea what the Bible is saying. A lot of y'all, and that's another thing I feel bad for you for, because uh, you gotta wait. You gotta wait till Christ cleans it up, because you just can't figure out who to follow. Your biggest job is just finding out who to follow. That's why what makes me another thing that makes me so bad about these fake Israelite groups, because you're confusing the people. Y'all want to look like us. That's why you want to know. I be IUIC boy. Y'all want to look like us. Y'all want to replicate your organization after everything that we taught you, but and stand right next to us when it's nice and suits you, until you're big enough to then try to stand apart from us. The Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge is not affiliated with any other Israelite group on the planet. I want everyone out there seeing this at home to know that. If I don't care if they wear boots, I don't care what color they all unify and wear, we don't know. If it don't say ISUPK One West, we don't know them. They might say One West, but they won't say ISUPK unless they say under commanding General Yohana one. You gotta really show up. We are not them, and they are not us. These people are like, you read verse 7. These people are never able to come to the knowledge of the truth, and that's something that differentiates us from them. It's because we are the truth. All right. Does anybody have any comments or questions? If not, I'm gonna close out the class. All right, let me go out. Go ahead, close out the class. Men of Israel, I Majim, which means to stand. We give a courtesy salute to the brothers and sisters. And I Majim Shabbat. I Majim Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah Brakathon. Daddy Mazah, Zar, and sister. Men of Israel, I Majim Shabbat. I Majim Barak. Yahweh Shemar Lathon Hashem Yahweh Shah. Yadi Mazah, class dismissed.